This is your host, Pastor Enoch Phiri. Welcome to The Journey. This is the show where we profile prominent leaders in our community. And this week, we continue talking to Pastor Jabu Hlongwane. Welcome to the show, Pastor.
Thank you, sir.
My pastor, you are one of the greatest musicians in Africa and the world. How did you get into that space?
Music is a crazy experience for me because I never intended to be in the space of music. I started singing because I was bored. And growing up in Soweto, starting a new life in KZN, there was nothing to do. My thing was soccer.
Okay.
And a lot of people laugh when they hear that because they don't imagine me with a
I don't
ball.
imagine you either.
You know, I was really good at soccer. And when I got to KZN, there was no soccer happening where I was. So there was a next door neighbor with a guitar. So I learned a few chords and we started singing with my younger brother and sister. And then we got bored. There was a church nearby. We asked for an opportunity to sing. They say, yes, we sing. They're excited. Wow, you must come back. And there's a wedding there. We asked to sing. There's a funeral there. We asked to sing. That's when it started. And then in high school, choral music where we sang with the choir and stuff. So music was the most accessible thing to do when I was bored. That's how it worked. So, and then when I grew into the space of choral music, and then I went to university and I started choirs and small groups and bands in the township. At university, I started about 2 groups and a choir. And Mtunzi Namba joined us at the university. He was playing piano in the group. I worked with him. There was another friend of ours, Tutugo BC, another one who passed on, Sihle Gunene. We became this huge band and we performed everywhere. Every weekend we were out performing at university. And we did shows. I played drums and then sang. We did shows at the university. Music got me because of that. But I never studied music, not one day.
Wow.
And it's funny because people think I'm a musician.
Wow.
So music is like that. I live and I breathe music. But as I grew in my life and searching for meaning for my life, I discovered that what you are, you already are. You don't go study what you are. If God has created you to be a musician, you are a musician already without knowing one note. So if you go to studying does not make you a musician. You can study and know music and actually perform music, but without being a musician. When you are a musician, you're a musician without studying. It's like being a pastor.
Absolutely.
You are born a pastor. Even if you go study as a pastor,
you just sharpen that calling which is already...
Yes, but studying does not make you a pastor. You are a pastor without studying. So you can go and sharpen the skills, as you say, of pastoring. But God creates you already as what you are. So you don't grow and become what you are. You are that from birth. Jesus running as a small boy, dirty, playing with water, his mother reprimanding him, dragging him. He was the Christ already. The Christ was dirty, playing in water.
Wow.
He does not learn to be a Christ. He is a Christ already.
Wow.
So music to me was like that. I feel music. I breathe music. I hear rhythms. I hear melodies. So that's how I got this relationship with music.
Wow. So at what point did you realize that you need to take this at a professional level?
I didn't even want to record. I didn't want to be an artist. I didn't want to be on TV. I didn't want all this. But all this wanted me.
Yeah.
You know, I got a call one day and then somebody says, look, man, we saw you singing at some whatever function somebody wants to talk to you, and I talk to this person. They say, can you come to Joburg? We want to record you. I'm like, record me for what? So they say, no, we want to record you so that you have an album. I'm like, okay. So I go to Joburg, they record me. I didn't know anything about recording and stuff. So I record, I have an album. Now I have to go to TV, I have to go to interviews and stuff. I'm a very private person, and people love when they hear that, because I'm kind of shy.
It's like you're all over.
I understand. I'm very... my biggest thing is to sit in a corner with a book. You give me that, then I'm comfortable.
Wow.
Then music plunged me into a space that is completely opposite to that.
Wow.
So I got that recording deal, and the next thing I know, it's another recording deal, another album. I never went and sought to record or to be an artist. And then my friends from way back in KZN, Lindelani and Mtunzi were in that space. So when they wanted to record me first time, Mtunzi was in the space, and we recorded with him as a producer. And Lindelani had started working at Sony. So my next album was with Sony. So we were the three guys that were friends from way back.
Wow.
That's where now these ideas that people see started to happen. The three of us meeting and talking about this project or that project or whatever.
Wow. The Bible says in Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, but that before you were born, I knew you, and I set you apart to be a prophet to the nations. We are going to take a music break. When we come back, we'll hear about where the pastor is at the moment. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Pastor, currently, where are you? I know that you are with Joyous Celebration, and what is happening in your life?
I am working full-time for Joyous. I run the Joyous Celebration office.
Okay.
But also I'm pastoring a church.
Okay.
And I also have a career as an artist. I record my own albums, but I also record other people's albums as a producer. I write songs. I just released a book not long ago. I just launched it actually 2 weeks ago. So besides doing workshops, coaching, music and Joyous, my space is filled with those activities, basically.
Like in a few words, how would you describe this journey?
I'm intrigued by how God works. It's basically what I write about in the book that I've just released. And the title is Finding Meaning. Because when I look at my life, looking back, I see how the meaning of my life is knit together in the spaces, the corners I've turned. And because we were taught that you grow up, you go learn a trade to become something. And you just quoted a verse that just messes with me. When God says to Jeremiah, before I formed you, I knew you. That's the biggest thing for me, because it says to me, wow, I'm an African man in South Africa, but God knew me before I was formed. So the biggest thing for me is that how God works is He first forms you. He first knows you. He conceives you. But when He conceives you, He says, I am conceiving Pastor Phiri. He is going to be like this, like this, like this. He's going to do A, B, C, D. He's going to, and then He moves, and then He conceives you. He says, let us make man in our image. And then He goes and makes man.
Wow.
But before He makes man, He knows man.
Wow.
Then He knows all the traits of men. Let him have dominion. let him rule before he even starts. And then when that section is done, and then he goes and he makes you. But it doesn't make you, you see, a seed. A seed of a peach tree has the roots, the stem, the branches, the leaves in that small seed. Now, when you look at it, it does not look like the tree, but it is the tree.
It is the tree.
So when you see a child tomorrow, you need to wonder what is in the child. Because the growing part of the child is the growing of the things that are in the child, that God has put in the child. They are not like the child when you look at the child, but they are already there. Now, the tendency for elderly people is to tell a child what a child is. And nobody knows what the child is. And nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows me. It's only God and my inside. I am on the inside. So now the problem when you grow up, you take the pointers from outside. They tell you, no, don't dress like this. Don't do this. Speak like this. Don't say that. So you live a life that is coming from the outside, but it's killing who you really are on the inside. So what I learned in my space is that we are not what they say we are. We are what we know we are.
Wow.
That is why when you do what you really are, it connects. Whether it gives you money or not, whether it makes you progress as people would see it or not, it's the thing that you do that connects and gives you peace. That's what you are.
Wow.
So my thing as I coach and teach people is to teach them how to find out who they really are. Because a lot of people die having been successful in the eyes of people, whether as a preacher or as a businessman, but that's not who they are. When they lie down in their deathbed, they have not started to go to the directions of who they are. They've succeeded in doing something that they are not. And it's so sad when you succeed in doing something that you are not supposed to do. You can do many things, but it doesn't mean that you are meant to do all those things.
Wow.
Like you can use a knife to cut a chair, or to take butter, or to scratch yourself. But there is something specific that the knife is created for. Until the knife does that, the knife is existing in vain.
Wow. Powerful. You are preaching to me. You are ministering to me. I'm getting excited right now. Men of God, just want to bring you a little bit backwards. Maybe there's somebody out there who is struggling maybe to make it in music. What would be your word for him or for her?
You don't struggle to be who you are.
Okay?
If you're struggling to be who you're not. If a seed of a peach tree does not struggle to bring out the tree on the inside, all that it needs, it's a warm place covered and a little moist. That is why the Bible says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you don't need all these big things, because all you need is in you. All you need is not outside of you. Now, as you say, people are struggling. Somebody's struggling to get into the music industry. It's because they're struggling with things on the outside. They've not attended to the things on the inside. If you become truly who you are on the inside, the outside has no choice. It comes and brings things to you. I promise you. Because a lot of people are struggling. I ask a question. I do workshops for musicians, and they tell me, no, we're struggling to get into the industry. I say, okay, what have you done? You know how to play a piano? They don't know. You know how to sing? I sing. Okay, what type of music do you sing? Can you define how you do the singing part? They can't. How many musicians do you know in the world or in South Africa? And tell me, I normally say, give me 20 musicians that you admire in South Africa, and tell me why you admire each and every one of them. Now, to cut it short, people want to be successful in a space where they don't know anything about.
Wow.
If you excel in the little thing that God has given you, people will see you and seek you out. The world will come after you. If you're a cameraman, your work goes and calls people to fly over, to seek you out, to give you. I promise you, once you know that connection I'm talking about, money comes looking for you. You don't go search for money. Money comes looking for you because money is attracted to excellence. Whether you make tea at an office, when you make that tea, and when you're not there, you're on leave, the whole office is in disarray because they did not drink your tea. Just making tea. And you might look at it and think, making tea, what is making tea? If you do it with excellence, you are given an opportunity to sweep the floor. You sweep the floor, or you make that tea, or you greet people, or you meet people and leave an impact in an excellent way. A lot of people, even in churches, you tell people, go do this, maybe be an usher or watch over the cars at the parking lot. People just do it, but they pray that God takes them to another level, but they just do things anyhow. I promise you, you have no idea how excellence will bring more than you need, and more than you can imagine. So if you're struggling, you want to be a musician, you're struggling, check this. Are you even supposed to be a musician?
Wow.
Why do you want to be a musician? Because a lot of people want to be musicians because they see musicians on TV. What you are is not supposed to be things that you've seen. It's supposed to be things that you feel and you know on the inside. And sometimes we don't want to go that direction because we have never seen anybody do it. We want to do things that we've seen being done.
Wow.
Now, when I say I'm not a musician, I'm not a musician. I don't define myself with what I do. I do music because God said, do this. So sometimes I sweep, but I'm not a sweeper.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
I don't define myself with the role that has been given to me because God works with season. Sometimes you're not supposed to be a musician forever. That is why people overstay their time in a place. Even if it's as a pastor. You can't be a pastor forever.
You can't be a pastor forever.
God works with times and seasons. You can't say, I'm a pastor, you can't do other things. You're a pastor forever. It doesn't work like that.
That's witchcraft.
You absolutely. You can be a pastor, but God shifts you and positions you, but you can't be the same thing forever. Nobody has been created to be one thing forever. God puts us in this corner to learn this skill, to impact and get something out of this corner, to move to another corner. And do this and do that. But you can't define yourself with a corner. Maybe you're a cameraman today, but God is teaching you to be a producer. Or maybe God is preparing you to own the whole studio, the whole network. But just because you love the camera, how you touch the camera and stuff, then you feel like a cameraman. You introduce yourself, hi, my name is who, so and so, I'm a cameraman. Or my name is what. That is why I might be called a pastor, but I'm not really a pastor.
Wow.
I do pastoring right now. I do teaching now, but I'm more than that. I am not one thing. When God creates man, he says, let us create man in our image, after our likeness. And God is not one thing. So we can't be one thing.
Wow.
You know, those are the things that I learned in my journey.
Wow. Thank you very much, Pastor Hlongwane, for having you on this show. God bless you indeed.
Thank you, sir.
My brother, my sister, the Bible says God created man in his image. God created you in his image, and he gave you dominion. He gave you power. And what this means is that circumstances must not rule over you, but you must rule all circumstances. Discover purpose for your life, and it shall be well. God bless you, and thank you for watching.